But okay, I will start. As Maureen said, I will talk a little bit about two cities in Brazil, things about their origin, how they develop themselves, how are their histories, and some things about their culture nowadays too. And these cities are Concórdia and Santa Maria. Talking a little bit about the agenda that we are doing today, I'm going to give a self-presentation, to make a self-presentation short one, just to introduce myself for that ones who don't know me. Uh, and after that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the origin and development of the cities, of those two cities that I told you before. And after that, I will talk a little bit about economy and culture of them and how are they doing in the current days? How are the numbers? How are the feelings? How is the population, the culture, and all that kind of stuff. Just to start the presentation, I will introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Nicolas da Rosa. These people, I don't know if you can see them, but
Yes.
are the people, these are my family. My brother Miguel, my little brother Miguel, my father Marcos, and my stepmother Magda. And I am there, right there behind all of them. I am 19 years old. I was born here in Concórdia, Santa Catarina, where I am talking with you from. But I am not the person that stays here all the time. Sometimes I talk with people here in English class or other ways in Santa Maria, because I am a chemical engineering student at the UFSM. That's the Federal University from Santa Maria. And you can see that these are the two cities that I'm going to talk a little bit about for you. Concórdia, because I was born here. I lived here my majority of my life. And Santa Maria, because my father is from there, my mother is from there. I lived there for a while when I was younger, and now because of my university too, I will talk a little bit about both of them with you. So passing to the other topic, talking about the origin and development of the cities that we are going to discuss today. I will start with Concórdia. Concórdia, as you can see in the image that is in the right part of your screen, Concórdia is located in the very west of Santa Catarina, is the state of Santa Catarina, and the city is known as pig farming capital. We'll talk with you later a little bit with you later about economic stuff, and you will be able to see why is it called like that. The city has 75,000 inhabitants. Its development index, the Fusion Development Index, that is an index that measures annually, measures things like economy, like job and incomes from cities, schools things, knowledge things, and also education things and health factors from cities all over Brazil. Concórdia is the number one in this index here in Santa Catarina, and number six, the sixth better city from this index and all over Brazil. So it is a very good thing. Concórdia had the IDH index too, high IDH development index, and is a thing that has gone through our city since a long times ago. So that's why I like to live here so much, and I'm proud to say that I was born here in Concórdia. Talking about when it was founded, Concórdia was founded in 29th of July from 1934. So the city has 86 years. And also we have a street that is called like that, 29th of July. So it is because of our city's birthday. And as I already started to talk a little bit with you about when it was founded, we want to talk with you about how it was founded. How is the origin of Concórdia? I will start talking with you about Contestado War. It was the history things that were happening that time. Contestado War was a war from federal army against people here from the south. Some people that were trying, landowners that wanted more lands, and already people that lived in some lands, because the federal army, the federal Republican army, wanted to stimulate people to buy, people that were gauchos and people from all over Brazil, to buy some lands here in Santa Catarina and others in Brazil too, and even with people living there. So that's why it was a war. But in the end, with all this facilitation, gauchos started to come. Gauchos started to come here to Concórdia. They could introduce themselves. They could come, a lot of gauchos to improve Concórdia's habitants, you know. And so that's what happened. Concórdia's first name was Queimados, because there is a river called Queimados that is here in Concórdia, crosses the city. So the first name was Queimados. But there is a thing, there are two theories from Concórdia's name. There's a theory that says that Concórdia is called like that because there was an agreement from people that already lived here and people that occupied here, the gauchos that occupied here and people that bought the lands here. There was an agreement that everything would be okay and then would be peaceful. But there are people that say that this is not true. Concórdia would just be a better name, would be a more beautiful name than Queimados. And Concórdia, okay, could be a name that says that the city is peacefully, the city is good, but in fact they see that sometimes there was no engagement, there was no exchange of knowledge and culture from people that came here and people that already lived. Italian and German people were the majority of people that the foreign people that came to Concórdia, and that is still happening nowadays. There were other countries too, Polish people that came to Concórdia, but majority of them are Italian and German. And I will talk a little bit about it with you later, but keep that in mind when I tell you. Okay, we saw some things about Concórdia, the origin and how the history has developed the origin of it. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Santa Maria. Santa Maria is known as, is a city from Rio Grande do Sul. There is a state that is beneath, under the Santa Catarina. And Santa Maria is known as the heart of Rio Grande do Sul. The heart of Rio Grande do Sul, not only because it is located in the center of it, as you can see in the image that I put here, but because of its importance too. Santa Maria is a very expressful city, of course, after capital and all that, other countries, other cities, but it's a very meaningful city from Rio Grande do Sul. It has 282,000 inhabitants, so it is a big city, consider a big city. And it is the fifth most populous city in Rio Grande do Sul. It is just behind Pelotas, Canoas, Caxias do Sul, and Porto Alegre. That is a capital that has 1.5 million inhabitants. Talking about when it was, I will talk with you a little bit about the origin more, but talking when it was considered a city, considered founded, it was in 17th of May in 1858. So the city has 162 years. And as I told you, I will talk a little bit with you about how the history was when it began. There were Minuano and Tapés Indians tribes here there in Santa Maria. You can know, if you already heard the music Gritos de Liberdade, the first word that is said is Minuano, and it refers to the Indian tribes that lived here before everybody could come. And when I say everybody could come, I am talking about the first commission camp that came to Santa Maria. There were Spanish and Portuguese commissions. Spain and Portugal were doing deals with our country about who would be with which part of the land. And this commission came here to divide these parts of lands in Santa Maria. They started the camp. They started the first camping in Santa Maria. When nowadays Santa Maria, the square, there is a square with the name of the camp they did there, and it started to come a lot of Indians to the camp, and it started to be bigger. The camp started to be bigger with these people because they had more knowledge. They had the different cultures. They could exchange knowledge. And then when it was 1810, Santa Maria had already 800 inhabitants. Talking a little bit about 1828, German soldiers that were here for Brazil service, they came to Santa Maria. In 1838, there were already 300 people when it is Santa Maria nowadays. And when these German people came, they founded the first public school in Santa Maria and the first chapel. So when it started to get a city face and a city relation to the people that live around there. But there was a thing that even helped Santa Maria to grow. That was the Farroupilha Revolution. Farroupilha Revolution was a war too. That was again from people from Rio Grande do Sul and a little bit of people from Santa Catarina against the federal government, but from other reasons. And there were people that didn't want to participate in that war, to that revolution, and they went to Santa Maria. A lot of people that didn't want to participate, they went to Santa Maria. They started to increase the population. And even German immigrants that came to Rio Grande do Sul, they went too much to Santa Maria, and they helped to increase the population. So as the population increased, things started to get built. In 1858, Santa Maria was nominated as a village, and so it was founded. So that's the data that we say that Santa Maria was born. Talking a little bit with you about years, Santa Maria is a little bit older than Concórdia, as you can see now. Both of them got help to be born in case of because of some wars, some revolution that happened these days. You can see from the origins of people in Concórdia, mostly are Germans and Italians descendants, but in Santa Maria, the things are different. You can see that there are Indian people, there are Italian people, there are German people, Spanish, and among a lot of other kind of origins of people. So that's the thing that really had an impact in cultures, as I'm going to talk with you now. What I'm going to say now is economy and culture, and a little bit about current days in those cities. So starting with Concórdia, about economy and culture, I can say that because of the origin of Italian and German people, people habited the surroundings of Concórdia. So the agribusiness and agriculture is so strong here in Concórdia nowadays, and it started even when the city was born. Even because of the culture of people that know how to treat it, know how they know how to do the things, to deal with the things that nature gives to them. And now we have an economy really based in agribusiness and agriculture. And so with that said, there was born Sadia here in Concórdia. Sadia was born as Sociedade Anônima Concórdia. S from society, A from anonymous, and Gia from Concórdia. That's the origin of the name, and it was built, the first Sadia, in 1944. But some years after, Sadia started to be BRF when it mixed it with Perdigão in 2009. Nowadays, BRF is responsible for half of the PIB here from of Concórdia, half of the economy here, the money that surrounds the city. Because of it, there are more. BRF has more than 6,000 people working there. So in here in Concordia, we are able to say that there are is 0.01% of unemployment, because we have more places to work than people that are unemployed. And it really is because of BRF, but about commerce too. We can't forget commerce here in Concordia. We do the commerce by ourselves. We can deal with things to our own people, but our commerce is responsible to exchange things with other cities too. So it's a thing that the culture did it because people, as I said, they could deal with the things that they had here. People work very much here. It's this type of person. I think that's a good thing from Concordia and commerce, and that these are the economy things that Concordia has, and as you can see, commerce is one of them too. So we have a lot of ways to improve our things here. Now I'm going to talk a little bit with you about Santa Maria, even continuing with economy and culture. Commerce is a thing in Santa Maria, but it is a thing that is very much more it's a biggest part from the economy in Santa Maria. There aren't big industries, big factories in Santa Maria, so the majority of people there work with commerce, and it comes from the origin of them. There are people that aren't just the origin here in Concordia, but the culture there is for people to go to the center, go to shoppings there and to buy stuff, buy clothes, buy foods. The restaurants there are a big part of the economy. So that's why commerce is the majority of the economy there in Santa Maria. And let's talk about who are the people that do make that thing work, make the commerce work. We can talk about the universities there in Santa Maria. There are 8 universities at all, but the biggest of them is the UFSM, the Federal University from Santa Maria. Itself has 28,000 students, and it was founded 6 years ago. And the military base, Santa Maria has the second biggest amount of military people, just behind Rio de Janeiro. So there is the aeronautic place, there is the military place there too. And as you can see, talking a little bit about culture there too, all these two types of people that help commerce to grow, there are people that don't stay long in the city. So you can tell a little bit that students that I am a chemical engineering student. So I am not, I don't intend to stay in Santa Maria, and I know a lot of other that don't, because of that thing about that don't have big industries, they don't have a lot of job opportunities like this. The unemployment tax there in Santa Maria is higher than here in Concordia, very much higher. But the students go there to study and then come out of the city. The military, military sometimes they stay longer in cities, but they are a floating population. They don't stay long in the same place. So that's why Santa Maria economy and culture is all about commerce and people that buy things, and not a very scalable thing, a way of living. That's how people work there in Santa Maria. That's how the economy works there in Santa Maria. And just to compare a little bit about of them, talking about economy and culture on both cities, starting with Concordia, remembering agribusiness and agriculture, people that know how to treat lands, they used to do it, they do it much more lately. They used to do it much more when it was some years ago, but nowadays they still culturing agribusiness and agriculture, even because of BRF. Here in Concordia and its surroundings, BRF had a big impact in all the cities, and that's why I got a new expression. There is sticky roots population. Why sticky roots? Because when you talk about people in Concordia, generalizing, of course, you have traditional families here in Concordia. You know people about their surnames, and it does happen because of this agribusiness and agriculture things. people that they stay long here, they treat the land, they deal with their companies, they deal with their farms, and that's why people stay long. And I told like a sticky root population. Concórdia is a very beautiful city. Concórdia is a small but very beautiful city and a good place to live. I told you, I showed you the text of development before. That's another thing that helps a population to be sticky roots. When I say sticky roots, is because you would like to stay your life here. I think Concórdia is a beautiful place for you to develop a family, for you to stay your years of when you were a little bit older, when you were younger too. There are a lot of opportunities of job here, and that's why you can. That's how you can differ a little bit the cultures from Concórdia than the cultures in Santa Maria. When we talk about Santa Maria, just remembering we are talking about commerce, we are talking about buying things, we are talking about an economy that is also rooted in commerce, also rooted in people that need to buy things. You have to have people to buy things. And so that's when the university and military things, military bases comes. They have the people, they have the majority of people that make the commerce to be fluid, to happen, and needs economies to do it by to increase the economy in Santa Maria. And that's why I told you before the floating population. Santa Maria is a very different city when we're talking about culture. You don't know a people by its surname when you are talking about Santa Maria, but in Concórdia, it is as I said, there are many traditional families here in Concórdia. But in Santa Maria, we are talking about students, we're talking about military things, and it doesn't it doesn't let people have the culture as we have here in Concórdia. And now, as I told you a little bit about culture, about knowing people by their surnames, a little bit about culture, a little bit about origin of both cities, I want to talk with you a little bit about the current days. And how can all these aspects that I told you before, how can culture and economy impact these cities in numbers? So I'm showing you these numbers. I want you to watch them for some seconds and think of what are they.
Do I need to know how to calculate that or just look at it?
Just look at it.
Okay, that's good.
You don't need to tell me, but look at them and think about what they are. Think about their cultures, think about the things that I told you before, and what do you think they are? I'm gonna tell you what these numbers are. These numbers are deaths per inhabitants in both cities. As I talked about current days, it was impossible not to talk about coronavirus, how it impacted. And so deaths per inhabitants. And above the division is the number of dead people from coronavirus, and under it are the inhabitants. Mm-hmm. So we have this percentage. This percentage itself tells us that they are similar, that they are almost equal. And translated into other relation, we can say that one of each around 800 people in each city are dying. So I will ask you, what can we infer according to these numbers? Don't need to answer, just think a little bit. What do these cities have in common? Do they have culture in common? Do they have habits in common? I don't think so. I told you how they are different, how things happen in a different way, how the economy is different, how the routines are different in both of them. As you can tell me about lockdown moments, how the things happen in both of them. Both of them had the moments that everything was closed. Both of them didn't have sometimes. But I think that we need to talk a little bit about why are the numbers so equal, even in cities that are from different states. Really think that SUS has something to do with it, and I think that we have to recognize it. That is the Sistema Único de Saúde, that translating is the unique health system in Brazil. And as you can see, we could patronize the system in all at least in these two cities. I think that of course we have the culture that that has an impact, is a factor that has an impact in these numbers. But when we are talking about health, I think that Brazil, as all country, all have things to improve. But we need to recognize that we have opportunities and we have some supports that are very good to our country. I know that these numbers aren't the best. I wish they were lower. I think everyone wish it. I just wanted to show you some things that we could infer from them, and thinking about recognizing things that we have to think in a good way in this bad moments. But people, that was everything. I want to thank you to hear me. I hope you could learn a little bit more about some things from each city, especially from Santa Maria. I know that majority of you are here from Concórdia, but I think it would be nice to talk a little bit about some experience that I had. I know that I'm not that old, but as I live in both of them, I can tell that they are very different. They are not far from each other. They are in other states, but not that far from each other. But it's a thing that we need to recognize here in Brazil. That's different types of culture that we have. I think that I showed you some things here in the south of Brazil, because are the things that I know more, of course. But I didn't even mention the things in all over the country. In the north side of it, I think that we have a lot of different cultures, a lot of different types of people, and we need to recognize it and to be proud of having it. We have a big country. We have a country like Brazil is large, and with large countries, you have a lot of people and they have a lot of different people. And knowing about their differences and recognizing and recognizing the difference between us is a good thing. We don't need to think that being different is bad. I think that here I just showed you a little bit, but it could be a lot more said here from Brazil. So that's it.
Okay, that was very nice. Thank you very much. Okay. So it's very nice because, as you said, I am from Concórdia. I lived here for all my life. And there are some things that sometimes we don't really know about the city. And it's nice to listen to it. And I think that we have some students that are not from Concórdia. So I think it's nice to know. And from Santa Maria, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know much about. I just knew that it was a city in Rio Grande, but I didn't know how huge is the university, the university business there. So it's very nice to know. I have some questions, of course, but first I want to know if somebody else is going to ask some questions. Hi, Mari.
Sorry.
No, okay, sorry.
Okay, let's see.
Congratulations for the presentation, Nicholas. I like so much to know more about especially Santa Maria. I agree with you when you put strict roads in population of Concórdia. I am this type of people. I have one question for you. Which, in your opinion, which people do you think more friendly?
Good question.
which type of people are more friendly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that I think that Concordia people are very friendly. I don't know if it is because I lived here my whole life, but and that's why my family knows people, and then we come together. It is a friendly thing. But I see that in Santa Maria things are a little bit different. In Santa Maria we don't have the people that people are all from all over the country. People are from northwest, people are from the north, people are from São Paulo, people are from everywhere. And I think that when it happens, you get the cultures from all of these places too. And some of these places are people that are a little bit not friendly, but they are different in culture than I am. I am as a person from Rio Grande do Sul or Concórdia, a person from the south. And I think that here in Concórdia, people are very friendly and gentle. I think you can see it when you walk on the streets. You can see in how they deal with the city, how they treat the city, how clean the city is, and how that index that I showed you shows how the city works. And I really think about like that.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you.
I agree too, because, and about the routine families, there is a saying in Concórdia that says, those who drink from the water from Queimado River always return to Concórdia. So, I don't know. I think some of us have drunk, and this is why we never go away. Okay, Mari?
Yeah, I have a question, but first, congratulations, Nicholas. The presentation was amazing. It was really very organized and was clear, and it was very nice. Thank you for sharing that knowledge with us. So my question, I guess, goes with the safety of the cities, which, like, how you see because I had never been in Santa Maria, so I'm curious to know if it's safe or not, and how you see that.
Before answering this question, I just wanted to have a comment about what Maureen told. People that drink from Queimados River always come back. I think my family is something like this. I was born here in Concórdia, but with 9 months I went to Santa Maria, and then me and my family, we came back here when I was 7, and then we stayed for my family stays till now here. My father is from Santa Maria, but he came to Concórdia and came back to Santa Maria and came back to Concórdia.
He drank the water, now he's gonna stay here.
I think we drank from the water, and then we are going to stay here a long time. But answering your question, Mariana, I need to say that Concórdia is a very safe city. I think that it's very difficult not to compete with Concórdia from all the cities that I know when we are dealing with safety. And Santa Maria is a city that you can't like walk on the streets during late nights as you could here in Concórdia. I think that is because of the amount of people that are in the city. Santa Maria is 282,000 people city. But because of there are some hoods around the city that they are very different from here from Concórdia. There are no miserable things. I think in both cities there are no miserable people, but there are different types of people. Sometimes you need to take care there, and that's why I think that there is not as safe as here in Concórdia is. I think that Santa Maria, because of the students thing, I think that there are people that take advantage of people that are new in the city, and that's not a good thing. And that's why I see that here we are safer than in Santa Maria.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what you said about the number of inhabitants in the city, it's something that has something to do with the safety, because I think the more people you have in the city, I think but okay, but yeah, there is another thing about that, because you have the army there, so maybe because of that it should be less or more safer than here, maybe.
Yeah, in theory, it should be, but the indices of criminality there, they are higher than here in Concórdia. And as I told you, I think that's because of the hoods that surround the city. When you go there, sometimes you need to take more care than when you were like at UFSM, for example. But I think that even with a big army, it is not easy for them to deal with all the city. I think they have the things that they need to do. And the army isn't always in the streets. It isn't the army that is always in the street. Police is in the street sometimes. Army you can see too, but it doesn't mean that they are always in the places all over the city. So in fact, I think that's a factor that helps the city not to be. I don't think it is the worst place to live when we are talking about violence. I don't think so. I think there are very worse cities. But comparing to Concórdia, as I told you in the beginning of the answer, I think that is very difficult to compare a city to Concórdia when you are talking about factors like that.
That's true. Arthur, are you going to ask something? Oh, you're not going to ask anything. Come on. I thought it's closed your... Do you know Santa Maria, Arthur?
Yes, I know.
And what is your opinion about it?
I think Santa Maria is kind of ugly comparing to Concórdia, but it's a nice city, I think. They have a big university, very nice.
Yeah, what can you tell about this, Nicholas?
I agree with Arthur. I agree with Arthur. Concórdia can be, you can't compare organized cities with Concórdia too. I think that Concórdia is an example with that. And I think that's a fact that the culture of the people that live helps so much. As I told you, the routines that people keep it clean, they keep it organized here. And I don't think that in Santa Maria, the government too there, it is different. Things are more broke sometimes. There are streets that are a little bit broke. The university is so beautiful. UFSM is so beautiful. I think that it is like aside the city, UFSM, it is very beautiful and well cared. But some part of the cities, they are different from here from Concórdia. Very different.
Yeah. I have never been there. I don't know, but I know that some cities in Santa Maria are, because they are older, maybe.
Yes.
So maybe they give this impression because of their old. Yeah. Any more questions? Oh, you're not talkative today. Okay. And traffic, that is something that we were talking about. What can you tell us about the traffic?
About traffic, I think that in Santa Maria, we have a good traffic there. That's a thing, that's a good point in Santa Maria. I think that parking is easier in Santa Maria than sometimes it is here in Concórdia. Because we have that 45, I don't know, 45 degrees, it's not degrees.
Parallel.
Yeah, those parallel parking lots, and it makes it easier, but I think that just parking. I think parking is easier in Santa Maria, but the streets are not large. They are...
Because they're older, maybe
yeah,
again.
they are not as large as are here in Concórdia. And it makes it appears that you are always you are always so close to other cars, and that's the thing that I have seen that is different from Concórdia. Parking is better, I think, but the traffic, the way that people go with the cars in Concórdia, I think it is better. crossing streets. I remember in the text that it was talking about crossing streets, and that cars saw people crossing streets and they drive fast to hit.
To
But
hit you, yeah.
yeah, my God. But I think that in this case, Santa Maria is a little bit harder to cross the streets, as the text was saying. It was not like that, I think. I think that it is hard, but
You
cars
can
can
cross.
stop.
In some
Yeah, you
moment, you're
can
going to be
cross.
able to cross the street.
Yeah, if you wait, if you watch to a side and another, you'll be able to cross streets. But here in Santa Maria, I think that people obey the
Here in Concórdia.
yeah, here in Concórdia, people obey more when they can pass the streets or when they can't. In Santa Maria, people don't give a damn about that, and that's how it makes the traffic to be better here in Concórdia. But in Concórdia, I think that we have no big deals with people crossing the streets, with cars that don't drive well. In Santa Maria, it is worse, but both cities are you can deal with it. Both cities you can deal with.
Yeah, I think that Concórdia is a small city, but we have a terrible traffic because the number of cars we have are very big. Yes, a lot of people have cars, maybe 2 cars, 3 cars. Yes, it's interesting that. I don't know why people need so many cars. And I think that another problem is that our geography here doesn't permit us to use a lot of bikes, for example, because, or walking, even walking here is a little hard because of the hills we have here, or I could say mountains because they're really big. But I think that the respect to the pedestrians is very nice. I think that it's easy to cross the street. I think that the cars, the drivers really, as you said, obey the rules of the traffic rules. There is always somebody that is crazy. I think it's normal everywhere, but I think it's okay. Yeah. It could be better as always. Okay, Mari, go on.
How is the public transportation in Santa Maria?
That's a good question.
Crowded. It is not brand new. They are not brand new. The bus, some of them are very old, and when the pandemic wasn't happening, they were always crowded because I used to take buses to go to the university. I live in this downtown, and the university is in a hood that is away from the city. It's called Camobi. It is a 20 or 30,000 neighborhoods there. That's where the UFSM is. And when I used to take the buses, they were okay sometimes, but there were times that the buses were old and there was very crowded. I think here in Concórdia, I used to take bus when I went to high school because I studied at Sinai. And the buses and how they used to drive, it is very different for the best, for better. I think that they are much more well cared here. It is not always very crowded as Santa Maria sometimes is, but I think we have a good structure here, a very good structure here.
Yeah. About the pandemic now in Santa Maria, are they have some restrictions in the moment? How are they dealing with this now?
They used to have some alcohol in the bus, but it was all the restriction that they had. But of course, that majority of people didn't take bus. People that couldn't take it. So the buses are not that crowded as they used to be. But sometimes when it is like 6 p.m., 5 p.m., things start to get crowded. Buses start to get not crowded as they used to, but they start having a lot of people. I don't think that there is any rule that restricts a number of people to each to each bus. And if it has, it is not very well cared when we're talking
Yeah,
about.
because now with the pandemic, the university is like closed. So there are a lot less people living in Santa Maria at the moment.
Yeah, like, but yeah, the route of UFSM to the center is better. There are less people, but when we are talking about jobs and people that work in the hospital, UFSM has a hospital, the USM, and that hospital is still working. And with the pandemic, the hospital is working even more. There are even more people there. So as the student numbers
Decreased.
went down, the amount of people that went to FSM to go to USM, that's the hospital went started to increase.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions? No? Okay, so it was very nice. I loved it. And thank you very much for sharing with us your time. And I know that it's you have to prepare, to organize. And I can just say in the name of everybody, of course, that it was very nice. And I hope you talk something different because I know you have other subjects that you want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope to see you soon here again talking. Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity. I like so much to study a little bit more about the countries and to challenge myself to do this. It's a very different experience, and I like so much.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, teacher, I can share my date with Nicholas if he wants.
No way. You have your day, okay? And it's coming, Camila. Don't forget that your day is coming. Yeah, everybody's day is coming. Don't forget about that. I want to see if, you know, till now nobody died. So I think, yeah, I know your day is coming too. Nobody died till now. So
until now.
For now we are okay. We are doing good. Everybody survived to the talks, and I think it's nice. You too, Mari, needed to talk again sometime. Talking about that, now let's just stop a little bit. How is COVID going in your city? Because we know that Biden is vaccinating everybody there.
Yeah.
So have you got the vaccine?
Yeah, we are allowed to vaccinate because we are in the section that says that we are working in the agriculture, but I didn't have the chance to get the vaccine. But then they open like, I guess, last week for everybody that's under 16 years old, they are able to get vaccine. And then now they have, like, at the university, I got from the university the vaccine on Monday, my first shot. And then they have more spots right now, more places that are offering the vaccine. But my state is still with a high number of deaths, with a high number of people that are
contaminated.
Yeah, but I guess it's getting better. They are actually, we have a conference on September that is planned, and then they are planning to do with
presential.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So they said that they're gonna limit the number of people able to come to the conference, but they are able to do the conference presential. So I guess the class is gonna be presential next semester.
Yeah, so there is a light in the end of the tunnel. So it's good to know that.
Yeah, hopefully everybody gonna be able to get vaccine, right?
Yeah. Maybe we don't need to move to the United States to get vaccinated. because it's getting a little longer here. But okay,
Yeah.
let's hope it happens fast. Okay, everybody. So, bye-bye. Have a nice week. See you around. Bye-bye.
Bye, people.
Bye, guys.
Bye.